To me, it's a chance to celebrate the history and victories and struggles and defeats of common people to get a more just society.
We need to know where we're coming from so we can know where to go.
So many people have forgotten all the trials and tribulations that the people before us went through.
This way, I'll put it in terms of struggle for freedom for blacks.
I think if you want to get to the real beginning, you have to go back a long, long way, like to the ancient Egyptians.
In 2010, the West Virginia legislature created Labor History Week. For the week following Labor Day, colleges to elementary schools are asked to promote activities that provide education, awareness, and understanding of labor history. A group of educators, union members, and retirees met to see how they could make Labor History Week a success. We asked them, what is labor history, and why does it matter? Here's what they said.
We always study history to learn about where we came from and how we might use that to go forward. And I think the same thing is true of the labor movement. As workers, we need to know what went before, what it took to achieve all of the things that we now have realized in our working lives and in our home lives as well.
You don't want to make the same mistakes over again. And what we're seeing is we have the whole generation of people here that assume everything they have was always there. And it isn't that way. You know, there's people who've had to fight for this stuff. It's here every day. We have the same mindset. We have the same amount of entrepreneurs that would absolutely do anything to keep a union out of their shops, out of their business and everything else, and don't see that if you improve the union, you're actually improving the whole society as a whole.
People need to know that unions, a lot of people think are dinosaurs or old-fashioned. The fight is still there. It's just battled a different way. Workers' rights is the main thing. Safety on our job sites. Two very key issues. The safety, you can see right now the problems we're having around the country with safety at mine sites and the Gulf. That's what we fight for. If you don't have unions, nobody fights for the safety of those jobs.
And I've realized over time that labor history is left out of history. You know, the workers' history doesn't get presented in high schools. It doesn't get presented in homes anymore, for that matter. You know, we're almost ashamed that we're blue-collar workers. And labor history brings that back.
Many of the struggles that working people fought for many, many years ago have come full circle, and we're almost back at a stage where many of the gains we've made are being taken aback. The workforce today are going to be facing many of the same and similar situations as their great-grandparents did, and they're going to have to struggle to win rights.
I was amazed at how our students have lost touch with what labor history is about. Maybe that's because we've lost too many of our union miners and too many of our union jobs. But they're not aware of what the redneck is about. They're not aware of the fact that their ancestors stole a train and took it through Lenz Creek to Logan County to protest the coal mine wars, Blair Mountain. Some of that has just gone away because we don't cherish it, we don't love it. We don't put it out there and go, this is your heritage, be proud of it.
Our brothers and sisters in the past of combating these robber barons, I guess is a good word to use for it. We might all still be working 12 to 16 hours a day, 7 days a week.
They take for granted the 40-hour work week. They take for granted the 8-hour day. They take for granted those weekends that we have, the health care, pensions. They take all that for granted because they have it. But look at those before us that fought for it. And look at everybody that's losing that. And we're going to get back to everybody's going to lose it if we don't stand up and fight.
My dad was a United Mine Worker. My granddad was a United Mine Worker. So I've always known, you know, there was always Jesus Christ, and of course, being in the southern part of the state, John Kennedy and John L. Lewis.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't realize this, but our maritime laws were based upon the Egyptians. When their seamen went to sea and got hurt, they developed what was called maintenance and cure. That they maintained the seaman and cured till he got cured, and so that's a forerunner of workers' compensation.
One person yelling alone isn't going to be heard, but as with a labor union, acting as one, in solidarity, we can get our voices heard.
This meeting, what's the purpose?
I'm hoping to start getting people together that are like-minded, that are interested in building a more just and democratic society, and that are enthusiastic about getting these ideas that we're talking about out to people, because most people don't know. Most people don't have a clue what happened many, many years ago. And I think a group like this has the possibility to popularize labor history, not a boring, dry history of kings and queens and this type of thing, but a history of and celebration of common people.